Hi, I'm Jason Mikesell. I'm nominating Dan Williams as County Commissioner for District 1. I've seen Dan to be caring about our community. He's a gentleman that has protected our sons and daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, in times of conflict throughout the United States and outside of the United States. I think in times of needs, and we've had several within the county, we need somebody that has the operational ability and just the know-how to work with others, build relationships, and continue the community support that we've all come to want from our county leaders. I think that's why it's important for Dan Williams to be a county commissioner, and that's why I've given him my support. You know, I grew up here in this county, and I like the fact that someone else had come from this county that wants to return what we took as a pleasure growing up here. And I think that's very important. But from a leadership standpoint, I know of no one else that has the ability to step into a leadership role very quickly, do great things, and just be a positive influence on all of our communities and neighborhoods. And actually, I asked Dan what he believes needs to be done in a lot of circumstances. I think this is important. I think it's important that you have somebody that can listen, come up with creative solutions, and bridge the gap from what has been seen and where we're going to with new emergencies that arise within our communities. Dan Williams, to me, has a heart for the community. He cares. If you ever talk to Dan, you'll know that he has a lot to say, and he's a great listener. And I think truly Dan speaks from the heart. So to me, that's important. I like people that are blunt, will tell me what they think, and I think as a community, we need somebody that's blunt and will tell us what they think. And the fact that somebody that understands strategically how we develop the county, and we have a good growth management piece in place so that we can all have a county that we love and that we can live in and raise our children in and can watch all of us grow in what we have. So that's why I'm supporting Dan Williams for County Commissioner. And I'd ask you to also help support Dan Williams. He's a good friend, he's a good leader, and I think he'll be good for Teller County. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Teller County Treasurer Mark Czelusta, and it is my distinct privilege to second Sheriff Mikesell's nomination of Dan Williams to serve as the next Teller County Commissioner, District 1. So today I'm going to share something that is not readily available, something that is deeper, and that is the Dan Williams that I know, and why I have zero doubt that this is exactly the right person at exactly the right time. Dan is a person of uncompromising integrity. Dan regularly talks about how important integrity was during his 30 years of service to the United States Army, but he won't tell you that he is not worried about just not lying, cheating, or stealing, but on more important things like consistency, predictability, and credibility. This is a man whose word and handshake are not just populist campaign events to get your vote today and then move on tomorrow, but they are an ironclad promise. Dan Williams is the epitome of class and dignity. You each heard Dan promise a noble campaign, and you all know that he delivered. But there is more. I personally observed a gentleman who takes responsibility not only for what he said, but the words spoken on his behalf. When counterattacks on a person were suggested as a form of retribution, Dan actively squelched those ideas and chose not to impugn a man's dignity. I am proud of the way he conducted himself under difficult circumstances, and I am pleased to report that he never accepted a single penny of outside support. This is a candidate beholden only to you, the voter. And the voters of Teller County are incredibly insightful. He sees a county that views its future with optimism and grace. He sees logically planned communities that welcome all income brackets, historic farms and ranches that produce food for a nation, and pristine areas that remain home to elk, deer, aspen, and pine. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Williams is a representative leader. He has a proven track record of blending divergent opinions into a coherent course of action. You see, even the most like-minded people will sometimes disagree. Dan knows that it's not good enough to promise that he will do whatever the people want, because ultimately that is a promise to do nothing. The Dan Williams that I know possesses an uncompromising integrity, class and dignity, and seasoned optimism that our residents deserve. Dan Williams earned my endorsement. He has my vote, and I urge you to give him yours.
Good evening. I'm Dan Williams, and I'm running for District 1 Teller County Commissioner. If you're watching this from home, then our leadership has made the correct decision. Life, health, and safety of every delegate and alternate is paramount here while we still conduct our process. As our country grapples in the challenges of the epidemic known as the COVID-19 virus, as well as our county, nothing is more important than your safety. Thank you. You know, as I've said for over a year now, change and growth are coming to Teller County. Strong leadership is required, principled leadership, and understanding how government works and what our people need. None of us could have envisioned this time. I first saw Teller County in 1972. 3,000 people in the county, not a single road was paved, 800 people in the town of Woodland Park, and Cripple Creek was a ghost town. Today we have 26,000 people. Do you know, folks, the change that I've been talking about and the growth that's coming to Teller County isn't coming from within, it's coming from without. None of us could have foreseen the pandemic that has come from without to challenge us, but the people. 730,000 people in El Paso County, 340,000 in Douglas County, and to them we look like a quaint place to maybe being taken advantage of. I'm talking about the future that you want in Teller County, not the one that Dan wants. Where do we grow? Where do we conserve? You know, half of our county is not even for sale. It's federal. It's the national forest, it's BLM, and it's state lands. For the past 5.5 years, I've been your county planning official. I have those long relationships with our state and federal partners. I understand our business leaders. I know our mayors, our city council people. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of our residents. I'm ready for this leadership challenge. And folks, it's time for strong leadership right now. I want to applaud our current commissioners. This is about continuity of government. I'm also the only veteran running for Teller County Commissioner or any elected office this year. I understand leadership under pressure. I understand sacrifice. I fought for the freedom and principles of liberty that we discuss. Folks, if I've been trusted with America's sons and daughters, won't you trust me with the future of Teller County, your future, the future we want it to be? We are going to grow. We are going to change. We're going to get through this current challenge that we're facing. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we meet the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic head on, I remind you it's not the only challenge Teller County will face in the future. Shortages of water, rising nitrate levels, unintended consequences of growth. All of these will take bold leadership, strong leadership, principled leadership, and experienced leadership. I'll be ready on day one for that challenge. And I accept your nomination for Teller County Commissioner, District 1. Good night and God bless you all.